Evan, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay. All right, Madam Chair, whenever you're ready. We're ready to go. Our technology is running.
So we have, oh, okay, so we
Evan's the
do have,
attorney.
okay. Hi, Evan.
Hello.
Well, we will get started here. I'm not always good at running these, so help me out if I need it. We will start off with a call to order,
You want to do a roll call?
roll call.
All right,
Sounds good.
Kyle Icorn.
Jenny Sisson.
Tim Pritchard.
Okay, so we have a quorum. We will approve the previous minutes. Take a minute for that.
It's like the May meeting.
Mhm.
minutes. Okay. So you're looking for a motion?
Yes.
Okay,
I
I'll
do
make
have
a motion to approve the minutes.
So we have a motion to approve in a second, approved. So our next agenda
Oh,
item,
Madam Chair, real fast. So a motion and a second do need to follow with a vote just to codify or make everything solidified.
Yes.
That's, sorry.
no, thank you. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed? So the motion has been approved. Thank you. Okay, on to our next agenda item. We have no old business, so we will move on to our new business, which is water connection fees, and we will have Scott talk about that.
All right, thank you, Madam Chair. I'll stay here at the table as long as it's getting picked up on the microphone. So we'll have to spread out. So before you is a sheet concerning the connection fee for water, sometimes called the tap fee. And the last two supervisors for the water department have, since I've been here, they both have advocated that we increase this because of actual costs. Last time we increased the tap fee was 1998. So, in a minute. And on that spreadsheet, if you can see, it's broken out between 5/8, 1 inch, and 2 inch. Anything above 2 inch, just so you know, that's just going to be materials at 15%, and then our billing rate, so whatever it costs. The current fees are listed off in the box to the right. So it's $600 for the 5/8, 1,000 for the 1 inch, and 1,500 for the 2 inch. We did take this before Waterworks Board about an hour ago. And they voted to, their motion was that they agreed that there definitely needed to be an increase. They felt that the minimum should be 2,000, 3,000, and 9,000. I'll get into that here in a second. And then anything above 2 inch course time material. The big difference, so let me explain the chart a little bit. So those are current rates for materials, and then the billing rates for supervisors, operators, and equipment are based on an existing ordinance. So if we look at what the supervisor Ryan Brashear feels, this is a rough estimate, about 4 hours per pit. The only difference between the three is 2 items, the center and the meter. I put a little asterisk beside them because that's where you see the change. Everything else pretty much stays the same. This would be for not under a subdivision development because for the most part, we have the developer put in the waterworks. Accepts them. This would not be for an existing, if there's an existing water pit. Let's say somebody buys a lot, it's got a fixer-upper and they decide to do a full tear down. The guys would probably upgrade the meter, but there would not be, this would not be a tap fee. So that scenario would apply. It would be rare occasion where somebody comes into an empty lot. There's never been a meter there, and we would put in, another scenario that could happen, that just happened, is Rings put up that two-level apartment, 2 units, one up, one down. So there was an existing meter from an old house. So they added a second unit. They will add a third and a fourth, but the first unit would not get the tap fee because there was an existing meter, but the second unit would. Even if we didn't use that old meter. So those are sort of the scenarios how this would apply. 5/8, that comes out to 3,500, 3,900 for the 1 inch, and 925 for the 2 inch. Donnie Myers, who's the president of the Waterworks Board, did do some calling around, and Fortville and Lawrence have these same rates, and they are 1,800, 3,000, and 9,000. Or what their current rates are for their town.
You said Fortville.
Yes, Fortville, and I think he called the guy from Fortville. And then he happened to have Lawrence, which I guess they did. So anyway.
And I think Fortville has not updated for at least probably 6 years.
Could be.
I think it was 6 or 7. I was on.
So that was, so their motion was based on Donnie's input. Donnie, he went back and he didn't argue, but he brought up the point that in the past that they would, when they calculated this, they would only charge for materials and not labor. So I countered that, said, well, it's lost opportunity because they could be doing something else. too.
Absolutely.
So anyway, that was a different perspective.
Can you explain that 15% again?
So by ordinance, we add 15% to materials instead of doing a clean pass through because we've got the cost, administrative costs.
Okay. And there's price fluctuations as well.
So we've decided to go with that. Which in some cases with electric, we build the electric on, so that's a significant amount. We build it. We've got probably $700,000 invoices right now to developers. The lines they put in.
They don't provide meter bases anymore. Electric company.
All right.
Like when you get a new service, they provide you the meter base to mount on your house. They don't do that anymore.
I thought, well, new subdivisions, I thought.
Well, the builder would,
Yeah.
but I had a second meter put on it.
Oh, I see.
They changed, I guess.
Jump the first.
Huh?
Jump the first.
No. No, I think the 15%.
Okay, what you're saying.
I think the 15% makes sense. I mean,
Yeah,
for overhead.
Yeah, I just.
Yeah.
I agree.
But the
didn't-
town, like on
didn't
a
know what-
1 inch meter, I don't know what you'd put a 5/8 inch meter on a 1-bedroom apartment, maybe.
No, that's most around.
That's
Really?
most residential, 5/8.
Most residential is
Seems
5/8.
small.
That's standard.
Citizens likes 1 inch. Hamilton County, I guess. But I mean, like if we don't charge 3,900 for a 1 inch meter, the town's not losing money necessarily because these unit costs are the rate, not what the town actually spends. Right. I mean, so is that why they decrease those?
So if I put in their pure hourly rate, then it would be less.
Yeah.
If I started adding in their 2 salary costs, like Education,
Yeah.
medical.
Well, yeah, that's what I guess.
Yeah.
But the Waterworks Board didn't want to adopt these recommended totals or?
That they took the stance that at a minimum, they think it ought to be the minimum. They're gonna leave it up to you.
Oh.
Oh, so their
I mean,
minimum
the
was
town
what
should,
you,
the town shouldn't be losing money. on
No,
this
that's-
stuff, so-
no.
Their minimum is, they're okay with anything above.
At
they don't want
least.
Above
anything
this.
below,
Gotcha. Okay.
right?
All right.
Okay.
And these, I mean, like you said, this is a pretty low volume of jobs, really.
I mean,
But-
I think most farmers they're gonna hold out to developers. They might do what I call outlots on the farm, as the values go up. You see that a lot, the strip of ground, an acre here off the county road, they would do that. But as far as the homes going in.
But then, I
one
mean,
out of 100.
the majority of those aren't gonna have water service, so those rural type subdivisions.
it'll be
Well,
wells.
eventually they will.
Wow.
And that's when if someone within our town limits and we have a main ran nearby in the future and their well fails and maybe
Right.
a redig, they're just not getting into the water anymore. I don't know the water.
Which is beginning to
around
happen a lot.
I would assume it would.
Because as the population of the township is going up, more people are coming into the groundwater. People are, for the first time, they're starting to come to us and say, I never want to be in town, but now I do. So,
Yep.
Plus the emotional thing that they're worried about Anderson annexing ground, farmers ground next.
Well, I have more of the 5/8 ingrained and this is, well, even the 1 inch, those are pretty standard. I know it costs more on 2. That's the one that jumped out at me, but again, those aren't gonna be your residential anyway.
Well,
Those
just
are-
the fittings on, I mean, it gets exponentially more expensive as the
Yeah.
line size increases.
Yeah.
Regional Waste, Fall Creek. We adopted the schedule. We're running a line west and up north,
Yeah, is that the one where we're furnishing the?
power, 3 phase. We adopted a fee up there. We're putting the line in place, much like our water movement, just to protect our territory up there. So if somebody can come down, if Anderson come down and runs a line, it's like first come, first served in the sewer business. Whoever's got the line there gets the business. So that's why we're running a line up there. We adopted an ordinance
Because
saying,
that is outside your territory.
no, it's in our territory.
I thought once your territory is established, they can't come into it.
That's correct, I thought.
If we lost Menards, we're gonna have a line over there. Menards goes to Anderson. It's Fall Creek District.
Wow.
You running a force main?
But what we done was in that zone where we drew a map around our district and that line is in that square.
And you know which ones you're gonna serve out of that.
So if there's
Plot.
60 homes in there, okay. Those homeowners do not have to hook onto the sewer, ever. They want to hook onto it. We took the cost of that, they're gonna pay $5-6 grand to hook onto it,
Menards happened because that was in the city limit.
I think so.
Oh, that makes sense.
They annexed into.
They annexed into the
Fall
city,
Creek Regional Waste
they
District.
blocked us.
Okay.
Yeah.
But my point was, you're gonna hook onto it, you don't pay. It's costing us too much money, right? It's like $2 million.
Well, we typically, even in water world, don't run a line unless there's a request. And they typically pay for that line and then they get paid back by each hookup.
Right.
We did the same thing at 150 West. We're putting in those 9 lots down to there south of the mansions going up on 36.
Mhm.
The garages with the house attached?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
9 garage bay.
Garage with the houses attached.
Yeah,
We agreed to run a line down through there. We're gonna provide sure, I think they're gonna run the line, they're gonna go on our line for 7 individual septics. We give them the option because they're far enough off the road. Whatever the developer said, I just look the sewer and pass it on to the homeowner, it's better service.
That's a big force main on 36, isn't it? So I guess we need to entertain a motion to adopt
We
these.
do.
I mean, I personally think we need to adopt the fees that are recommended by
The say,
the say
We'll
fee.
go with
The same
35,
fee.
39 and 92.50.
Yeah, and I'm assuming we'll revisit this in 5 years, or are we gonna wait 30?
Well,
no. We
would be a
should never
recurring
be out
thing.
of rates
Yeah,
ever, at minimum, every 5 years.
So
Look at
what are we
this.
gonna do with Carrie Glen, Hunsinger Farms?
those are developer installed.
they're already installed.
They're already installed.
And we have bonds for their performance. We're gonna start adding bonds for electric because I think the mistake was made because we're installing it. We didn't need to bond it, but that is definitely a mistake because especially with the cost of materials now, it just escalating. Transformers are going for 1,500 now. Some quotes back at 12,000, so they're 10 times. But
The lead is long too, I
I mean, the
guess.
lead is real long, so 7,000. So my fear is we order $200,000 worth of transformers. They come in, economy crashes, developer walks away, and we're stuck with transformers that'll take us a while. to burn stuff.
That's it, problems. Force pumps, waste stream. And those are the 3 price increases by July, so we'll order, we couldn't get it.
Right.
We decided to order 25 more, we're stuck right.
So the cash flow is an issue. The guys would eventually use them, but the cash flow.
Yeah, all money, a lot of
Yeah,
money,
we'd be
a
out
lot of money like
$300,000.
Mhm.
something.
And plus, if
That
the
could
guys
devalue in
install,
a year,
huh?
that could devalue in a year.
Right,
Yeah, they dropped back down to 1,500
right,
bucks.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But Craig has got, I think he's up to about $500,000, $600,000 in invoices right now for time and materials for the build outs. If they crashed all of a sudden and walked away, then we can have a bond on it.
Mhm.
And pay it. I mean, they're developers, rightly so. I mean, I would do it. They are structured so they can walk away from it if they don't have a crash. That's exactly what happened to Hunsinger Farms
Yep.
for the first part.
So they're bonded on everything except electric though.
Yeah, but that's from now on. We're gonna change.
It does make sense. Well, for this, can I get a motion to approve the updated tap fees?
All right, I'll make a motion to approve 3,500 for 5/8, 3,900 for 1 inch, 92.50 for 2 inch, and T&M for anything larger.
Can I get a second?
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then and then I believe so this would count as the first reading and then the second reading. It would go to the
Correct. So this has been approved then to move on to town council. And is there any other business? Then we are done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, motion to adjourn meeting.
Motion to adjourn meeting.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Robert's rules.
So Scott, I sent you the two names today. The email.